Question 501. What type of malware is created to stay concealed on a system and carry out unauthorized activities, like stealing data or monitoring user actions? A. Adware. B. Spyware. C. Worm. D. Trojan. Correct answer. B. Spyware. Spyware is a type of malware designed to stealthily monitor user actions and steal sensitive information, such as login credentials or personal data, without the user's knowledge. It typically remains hidden in the background, making it difficult to detect, while quietly transmitting the collected data to cybercriminals. Question 502. Which type of virus modifies and alters other programs and databases? A. Phage. B. Companion. C. Macro. D. Armored. Correct answer. A. Phage. A phage virus is a type of virus that infects and modifies other programs and databases by injecting its own code into them. It is designed to replicate and spread by attaching to executable files or databases, altering their original functionality and potentially causing harm or disruption. Question 503. Ethan is setting up his cloud infrastructure and needs to implement firewall-like functionality for the virtual systems he's running. Which cloud feature provides virtual firewall protection? A. Dynamic resource allocation. B. Instance awareness. C. Security groups. D. VPC endpoints. Correct answer. C. Security groups. In cloud environments like AWS, security groups act as virtual firewalls for controlling inbound and outbound traffic to virtual machines, instances. They allow users to define rules based on IP addresses, ports, and protocols to protect their cloud infrastructure from unwanted access while allowing legitimate traffic. Question 504. Which type of policy outlines the actions that must be taken during regular employee activities? A. Administrative. B. Usage. C. User management. D. Security. Correct answer. B. Usage. Usage policies outline the actions that must be taken during regular employee activities. These policies typically govern the acceptable use of company resources, such as computers, networks, and software, to ensure employees follow proper procedures while conducting day-to-day activities. Question 505. After a recent security breach, a security analyst reports that several admin usernames and passwords are being sent in clear text across the network to access devices via port 23. Which of the following should be used to encrypt credentials when remotely accessing and configuring network devices? A. SSH. B. SFTP. C. Telnet. D. FTP. Correct answer. A. SSH. SSH, Secure Shell, is a protocol used to securely access and configure network devices over a network. Unlike Telnet, which transmits data in clear text, SSH encrypts both the session and the credentials, protecting sensitive information such as usernames and passwords from being intercepted. Question 506. A hash function maps large data sets to a small string of characters, which represents the content in a nutshell. If the data changes after the hash is created, the next hash function will produce a different value. Is this statement true or false? A. True. B. False. Correct answer. A. True. A hash function maps large data sets to a small string of characters, creating a unique representation of the data. If the data changes, even slightly, the hash function will produce a completely different value, ensuring data integrity and verifying authenticity. Question 507. Which of the following backup methods only backs up files that have changed since the previous backup? A. Full backup. B. Backup server. C. Differential backup. D. Incremental backup. Correct answer. D. Incremental backup. An incremental backup stores only the files that have changed since the last backup. Whether it was full or incremental, this method is efficient as it minimizes backup time and storage needs. However, data restoration may take longer, as it involves combining the latest full backup with all subsequent incremental backups in the correct sequence. Question 508. Which of the following information security goals focuses on creating strategies and methods to handle an attack or data loss? A. Detection. B. Prevention. C. Recursion. D. Response. Correct answer. D. Response. The response objective in information security centers on creating strategies and methods to reduce the effects of an attack or data breach. This involves steps such as incident response planning, recovery protocols, and containment actions to limit harm and restore operations swiftly. Question 509. Ethan is using infrared cameras to verify that servers in his data center are properly racked. What aspect of the data center is he concerned about? A. EMI blocking. B. Hot and cold aisles. C. Humidity control. D. UPS failover. Correct answer. B. Hot and cold aisles. In a data center, hot and cold aisles are used to organize the servers in a way that cool air is supplied to the front of the servers, while hot air is exhausted from the back. Infrared cameras can help detect temperature variations, ensuring that servers are not overheating and that the cooling system is functioning effectively. Question 510. Which plan or policy assists an organization in determining how to move to an emergency location? A. Privacy plan. B. Backup site plan. C. Privilege management policy. D. Disaster recovery plan. Correct answer. D. Disaster recovery plan. The disaster recovery plan is a strategic plan that ensures an organization can recover critical systems and data after a disaster. It outlines procedures for relocating to an emergency site, restoring operations, and minimizing downtime, ensuring business continuity during a disruptive event. Question 511. Which type of virus changes its appearance to avoid being detected? A. Stealth. B. Retrovirus. C. Multipartite. D. Polymorphic. Correct answer. D. Polymorphic. A polymorphic virus is a type of malware that alters its code or form each time it spreads, making it harder for antivirus programs to detect. Unlike a static virus, which has a fixed code signature, a polymorphic virus continuously changes its appearance while maintaining its malicious functionality. This ability makes it challenging for security software to identify and eliminate the virus using signature-based detection methods. Question 512. Which type of attack involves an attacker attempting to find an input value that results in the same hash as a password? A. Brute force. B. Collision attack. C. Rainbow table. D. Session hijacking. Correct answer. B. Collision attack. A collision attack focuses on cryptographic hash functions by trying to find two distinct input values that produce the same hash output. This could enable an attacker to bypass authentication systems if they can generate a hash that matches the one stored for a password. Question 513. What type of attack occurs when an attacker injects JavaScript into a text area that will be displayed to other users? A. Bluejacking. B. Clickjacking. C. Cross-site scripting. D. SQL injection. Correct answer. C. Cross-site scripting. Cross-site scripting attacks happen when an attacker embeds malicious scripts into a web application's content, which is then displayed to other users. When executed in the user's browser, these scripts can be used to steal sensitive data, hijack sessions, or carry out other harmful activities. Question 514. What is the term used when planning security policies and procedures that involves assigning responsibilities to individuals or groups? A. Due care. B. Privacy. C. Separation of duties. D. Need to know. Correct answer. C. Separation of duties. Separation of duties involves assigning specific tasks to different individuals or groups to prevent fraud, mistakes, or security breaches. It is a fundamental principle in security policy development, ensuring that no one person or group has full control over a critical process, thereby minimizing the risk of intentional or unintentional harm. Question 515. From a security perspective, the job rotation policy helps in identifying fraudulent activities within the organization. A. True. B. False. Correct answer. A. True. From a security standpoint, the job rotation policy helps identify fraudulent activities within an organization by periodically moving employees through various roles or positions. This approach minimizes the risk of employees becoming too familiar with their tasks, which could lead to manipulation of systems or processes for dishonest purposes. Question 516. Daniel is aware that the systems he's deploying include a built-in TPM module. Which of the following features is not provided by a TPM? A. A cryptographic processor to accelerate SSL TLS. B. A random number generator. C. Remote attestation features. D. The capability to bind and seal data. Correct answer. A cryptographic processor to accelerate SSL TLS. A trusted platform module, TPM, is designed to enhance hardware-based security and provide several features, including random number generator to support cryptographic functions, remote attestation features to prove the integrity of a system, bind and seal data capabilities for secure storage using cryptographic keys. Question 517. Which logical access control method restricts a user to access the system only during work hours? A. Time of day restrictions. B. Token access. C. Work hour access. D. Password policy. Correct answer. A. Time of day restrictions. Time of day restrictions are a logical access control method that limits user access to a system based on specific time frames, such as work hours. This method ensures that users can only log in or perform certain actions during predefined periods, reducing the risk of unauthorized access outside of approved hours. Question 518. Security personnel may not always be able to check every person entering a building. A way to reduce the risk of unauthorized access is for a company to use readers that require user activation. Which of the following are not considered user-activated readers? A. System sensing access control readers. B. Proximity devices. C. Transponders. D. All of the above. Correct answer. A. System sensing. Access control readers. System sensing access control. Readers are passive devices that are activated automatically by the presence of a person or object, without needing any action from the user, such as swiping a card or pressing a button. In contrast, proximity devices and transponders are user-activated readers, as they require the user to take an action, like presenting a card or token, to gain access. Question 519. Olivia worked with the U.S. Department of Defense when the Trusted Computer System Evaluation Criteria was created. What is this document commonly referred to as? A. The Blue Book. B. The Yellow Book. C. The Orange Book. D. The Green Book. Correct answer. C. The Orange Book. The Trusted Computer System Evaluation Criteria, created by the U.S. Department of Defense, is widely referred to as the Orange Book. It was part of the Rainbow series, a collection of publications that offered security guidelines for computer systems. Question 520. Damage and impact assessment is part of which stage of the business continuity plan? A. Readiness. B. Prevention. C. Response. D. Recovery and resumption. Correct answer. C. Response. Damage and impact assessment is part of the response stage of the business continuity plan, where the focus is on assessing the immediate effects of a disaster or disruption. This process involves evaluating the extent of the damage to personnel, facilities, and operations, allowing the organization to prioritize recovery actions and minimize further losses. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful for you, don't forget to like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more practice questions and tips.